Yaman Doomerang. G'day, I hope you're well today. I'm Alison Barnes and I'm a proud Wiradjuri woman. This is video 2, this little explainer about Aboriginal people, our history, culture and life. No. Before we begin, I'd like to offer an acknowledgement of country. I am still sitting on the beautiful lands of the Darug and Gundungurra people here in the beautiful Blue Mountains. And I'd like to pay my respects to the traditional custodians of this place and thank them for their beautiful and welcoming nature and spirit of this place. From the first sunrise, Darug and Gundungurra people have been sharing this land with their neighbours and hopefully friends, which would include the Wiradjuri people. And I want to offer my respect to them for that ongoing sense of welcome and care on their country. I'd also extend that respect to any other First Nations people who are here today. So today we're talking about country. What is it and why is it so important for First Nations people? This is a kind of a modern variation of the Tyndall map that you're probably quite familiar with that shows Australia broken up into different nation groups. It's a rough estimate. At the time of colonisation, there were about 350 different nation groups, and today they're estimating it's about 250. Colonisation. Anyway, that's a different story. So what is country? I can only speak from my perspective as a Wiradjuri woman born and raised on Darug land. Generally speaking, though, it's accepted that country is a living entity, embodying all the spiritual, cultural practices, family ties, identity, and a complex system of law, custom, and responsibility. For me, as a Wiradjuri woman, country is my mother. And my relationship with all of the other things on country, they're my brothers and sisters. We are all birthed from the same mother. So the birds and the animals and the trees and the rocks and the soil itself, all my brothers and sisters. And as such, I have a responsibility to take care of them and to treat them with respect. Which is why you see, especially today, you see so many Aboriginal people who are quite fierce warriors for protecting country. Country is a living, breathing, sentient entity, and we all are part of country in the same way that you are part of your family. I have my human family, but I also have my extended family, which includes country and everything that walks on it. So why is country so important? It allows you to develop an identity. I'm a Wiradjuri woman. I know who I am. I know more or less where I came from. Circumstances mean I don't know exactly where I came from. Close enough is enough, good enough at the moment. So that teaches me things like totems, caring responsibilities. It teaches me the law I need to follow as a Wiradjuri person. If I was taught by an old guy that liked to visit the creek in the bottom of the hill where I grew up, so on Darug country. I don't know where he was from. I was too young and stupid to know to ask. But he taught me that you can have a relationship with the country that you're on, the country that you're born on or that you live on. You can develop a relationship, a sense of a caring responsibility for that place. One of the ways that you can do that is by speaking the language of that country. Language is a gift from country. So if you speak the same language as the country, you can communicate. The country will recognize you and care for you as you walk across it And country will at the same time expect you to develop a caring relationship with it, so you care for country. Lots of people have taught me that from all over Australia, so I'm going to go with it's the truth. It's also not a bad idea. You don't even need to be Aboriginal to do that. Anyone can do it. We can talk about that another time if people are interested. What happens when you don't know your country, or you're not sure, or you think you know, but then it turns out you don't, which was my experience? It can be hard to know. It can be hard for some people to know forced removals, stolen generations, people moving around for economic reasons or to escape the attention of the welfare where they're living because they don't want their kids taken away, people hiding their Aboriginality. There can be lots of reasons why people don't get to know their country. You lose a little bit of yourself when you don't know your country, which is hard to get back until you do know what country you come from. So you can develop the proper relationships and engage in the proper cultural practices and caring responsibilities. Country is important. This artwork is a collaborative painting made by people from a painting up country class quite a few years ago now. It's Darebin Dreaming. These are all the creatures that you might see in the Darebin River, which you might know as the Nepean River. It's the creatures that live in and near the river, plants, animals, yabbies, the eel, Garangari. Anyway. I just wanted to show you what Darug Country looks like. So this is Darug Country it's the view from Hawkesbury Heights. So it's everything as far as the eye can see, way, way in the distance. You can just see it. There's the Sydney city skyline and North Sydney skyline. This is this down in the bottom corner of the screen. You can see that's part of the Nepean River. In the sort of middle distance, you can see some kind of pale white triangle-y things. That's when you're going down the M4 from the heading east, about Eastern Creek, you come to the electrical wires over the highway. That's them. Just to give you a sense of scale and perspective. And of course, as we've already spoken about, Darug Country extends up into the Blue Mountains as well. But when I talk about Darug Country, I just wanted you to be able to see it in your mind's eye and understand how big it is and how important it is. So that's the country that I grew up on. Even though it's not my country, it's not my family's country, I do feel a sense of responsibility to that country, and I have made an effort to understand that place and some of their stories and responsibility that goes with being a guest on Darug Country. Understanding your own country and where you come from, or the country that you live on if you can't know. Why is that important today? Why does it matter to us? It's about identity. It's about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people having a sense of place and belonging. Family and totems still matter to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So understanding you can't know if you don't know where you're from, if you don't know what country you belong to. And caring for country, it's not just an abstract concept that Aboriginal people do. It's actually become a movement, particularly since the big bushfires a few years ago. People have been talking a lot about how do we care for country? What can we learn from Aboriginal people? It's more than just, fire management. There's heaps of things that we could share, that we've been trying to share since the colonisers came to this country. The Nepean River that I just showed you a bit of, way back when people first settled out around Windsor and Richmond, Aboriginal people Darug people were trying to tell the colonisers, don't build your houses so close to the river, it will flood. Not having a common language made that kind of hard though. And lo and behold, there was a huge flood, and Aboriginal people went to enormous lengths to help save the colonisers and their families. So caring for country, it's more than just fire management, but it is a movement. And I like it because it means people are recognising that Aboriginal people know stuff and have something to share, something worth sharing. And, oh, okay, that's the end of it. That's your lot for today. So thank you for watching, and go you. Until next time, go you.